Yes, I too watched the Beatles on the Ed television program and then began to fantasize how I would get to London and meet the Beatles. I, in 1970, I was a college-age American who had the opportunity to go to London. And on that flight, I was so excited and I felt so free and so happy that I told the people next to me on the aircraft, this is going to be the most exciting summer of my life. My trip began as an ordinary tourist visiting all the famous landmarks in London, which I used a guidebook. But I also had a Beatles guidebook, which brought me to the tube stop called Abbey Road. Abbey Road was the spot where the Beatles walked on the crosswalk on the cover of their Abbey Road album. And I too was so happy and free that I was able to walk along that crosswalk. After that, not too far away, were the Abbey Road studios where the Beatles would record. So I went over to the Abbey Road studios and sat on the steps and was hoping for some black-heeled boots to emerge. But what a disappointment when there was no Beatle in sight. So I decided to give it a rest and do my laundry. At the laundromat, I heard a strange voice. A man spoke to me, who I never met before, and he asked me, "Hello, love, I say rather, would you like to attend a scheduled music festival at the Isle of Wight? When you get there, all you need to say is that Miles Davis sent you here." Now, I didn't know if it was Miles Davis, but it was the quickest decision I ever made. The decision was quicker than getting a COVID test. And I didn't know what I would find there, but I was so excited about taking this journey. To get to the Isle of Wight, you have to cross the English Channel, which is one of the roughest seas in the world. Journey on the ferry to the Isle of Wight. Motion sickness. The next morning, I was so grateful that I saw clear blue skies and I got here in one piece. Like many thousands of hippies who were at this festival, we all carried boxes of food. And I had to realize to get to the stage was going to be a very huge task. But I remembered what the man in the laundromat said, "Say that Miles Davis sent you here." So here is how the journey went, crossing over thousands and thousands of hippies from different parts of Europe. Entschuldigt mir, pardon me, thank you, gracias, pardon. I finally reached the front gate that was separating the unknown. I said to the security guard, "Hey, hi, Miles Davis sent me here." To my surprise, he opened up the gate. I jumped in and he closed it behind me. And I started looking around and I saw all this activity, people moving equipment and so much activity and so many benches in the front. So I realized I must be in the press section. But since I was very curious, I decided to explore backstage. So I went backstage and there was nobody asking me for my press credentials. I was very invisible. Look, it's Jimi Hendrix. Purple haze all around. Don't know if I'm coming up or down. Acting funny, but I don't know why. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. At that moment, I realized I was in the presence of rock royalty. I was so excited and so overwhelmed that a Brooklyn girl could be in this situation. But the most memorable experience was talking to the legend, Jim Morrison. I first didn't know if it was him, but then I looked and I saw the long black hair, white shirt and black tight pants, leather pants. And I acted cool. I said, yeah, I belong here. I'm not an ordinary fan. I'm part of this group. So I walked over to him and I said, Jim, I heard George Harrison is here. And Jim, well, he's in the mountains. I just talked to Jim Morrison. Who would believe me, a Brooklyn girl? If it was Paul McCartney, I would have jumped on him. I couldn't believe it. But after that, the concerts began. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. But I was saddened to learn later that both Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison died. And I happened to see them at their last concerts. Those were the last concerts that they did in Europe. And chills ran over my body up and down when I heard that they had died. But anyway, the concert was a blast. And a lot of other famous legends were playing. And I'll name you some, like The Who, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Melanie, The Doors, Miles Davis, Jimi Hendrix, The Moody Blues, Leonard Cohen, Joan Baez, and of course, Tiny Tim too. Tiptoe through the window, by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. All I could think of is that music has the power to unite the world. And as I came to look for the Beatles, I met other people along the way. I lived it, done it, and was there.